Whoa. Whoa. It's another edition of Sober Wednesday. Yeah. Oh, whoa. This is the Illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. It's another edition of Sober Wednesday. We'll wait for everyone to pile in for a moment. And I'll get my shirt adjusted here. Sober Wednesday, dude. All right. Drowning Monday from Georgia. Hello. Georgia Peach. Handlebar addict. Yeah, good to see you too. Get the handlebar addict, dude. All right. Child of God. So we pile in. We're here for another Sober Wednesday on a beautiful, beautiful May day. Jim Morrison, way to go. We got enough people here. Do we have enough people here to break it all down, break it off what's going on? So this is an hour dedicated to people that are suffering addictions, whether they be drug, alcohol, bad thinking, suicidal thoughts, cookies, bad relationships, sex, gambling, pornography, whatever your addiction is. This hour is for you so that you can get some space, maybe find out there's a different way to live, maybe hear something that inspires you to take a look at yourself and find a solution. This is a spiritual program. We're all trying to help everyone find God. Most of these addictions are blockers between you and God, and the solution's relatively simple. First thing you got to do is admit that you have a problem. So I ask that anyone's here who's not here to participate in helping someone through. Please don't occupy this chat or this with anything. This is pretty serious. A lot of people committing suicide, a lot of people being overwhelmed by the situation we're in. So this hour is to give a home and refuge to anybody who might need to just know it's okay to suffer. It's okay to suffer. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a drug addict. I suffer from depression. I suffer in all sorts of various ways. I eat too much sugar. I used to smoke cigarettes, smoke marijuana, do all sorts of stuff. And I'm generally pretty free and clear, living a high frequency life with my wife, my 2 children, and we got some chickens showing up tonight. So go figure. So with that said, I usually start this off with a serenity prayer. This is a pretty simple prayer. God, grant me the serenity to understand the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom, the difference. Amen. Amen. The wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference. It's a toughie, man. It's a toughie sometimes. So with that said, we got some moderators in place to make sure that there's nobody being truly disrespectful here, and whatever your addiction is. This is this I'm about to read the how it works from chapter 5 of the big books of Alcoholics Anonymous. This text is geared towards alcoholism and alcoholic, but alcohol. But if you understand what alcoholism is, it's a mind disease that blocks you from spiritual progress. So you can just, if you're not an alcoholic, you can just remove the word alcohol, replace it with heroin, crack cocaine, gambling, sex, bad relationships, cookies, pizza, whatever it is that's got you down, man. Overweight, lack of exercise, suicidal thoughts. And I think I really put this out for people that are experiencing suicidal thoughts. I think it's a real problem right now, and not enough people are giving that enough attention as far as I'm concerned. So I try to be here every Wednesday just to to provide a refuge and let everybody know that you're not alone, dude. We've all had these thoughts. We've all had a gnarly year plus, or 52 gnarly years. It all depends on where you're at. So let me read chapter 5, how it works, from the big book Alcoholics. This is something lined out that can help you overcome the obstacles. Listen to the words. Try not to think that it's specific to people that drink alcohol. This can be for anyone suffering. Chapter 5, how it works, page 58. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to the simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. Sorry about that. Wait it. Hold on. Let me just flip the record here. My bad. We'll start over. Okay, I'm ready to pull. Not yet. Okay. And I know that. I'm going to have to airplane mode. Hold on there. Sorry about that. Okay. And where were we? Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to the simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like and what happened and what we are like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. At some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measured availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted that we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry it out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order! I cannot go through with it." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. C, that God could and would if he were sought. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. fired up on that, dude. God could and would if he were sought. Again, it's a shout out from New Zealand. 9 Yeti. No all caps though, but thank you. We'll let 9 Yeti hang, dude. He's a New Zealander. Kiwi. We love the Kiwis here. Yeah, they get a little bit of space to break the rules. But so here we are, dude. We're here another Wednesday, man. No worry, 9 Yeti. And where are we at? How's everyone doing out there? Let me check in with you first before I do my opening monologue, if you will. How's everyone else out there doing? We got Kimmy, Charlie. How you doing, Charlie? How you doing, my brother? We got Gunler. You forgot it was Wednesdays. Don't forget it's Wednesdays. We Jim Beezers chilling, dude. All right, man. So well, because we got we got 34 people here. That's some people, man. It's funny, dude. The ego will tell you all sorts of things, right? 33, the magic 33. Lost one of you, dude. Where'd you go? Oh, you're back. Where'd you go? Oh, you're back. Where'd you go? Oh, you're back. So what should we get into? Like, what? Let's do it like this. Let me open it to Leggy Maggie. How you doing? Let me let you guide the opening monologue here, and yeah, Charlie's bit of rough times. Yeah, we're doing okay over here. Just a little stressed, but managing. Yeah, yep. Okay. What should I go into today? I was kind of I forgot what I did last week, but I think I was gonna go into like maybe I should talk about mental illness. I think I talked about that last week, but it seems pretty prevalent. I notice maybe I'll talk about this. The cunning, baffling, and powerful, right? In our text, it talks about the disease of alcoholism is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And so and do you just a second. Do you need me to call your phone? Wife? Do you need me to call your phone? Hold on, I owe you a couple minutes here. Wait. Oh, because Georgie called me a second ago. I didn't answer because I was in the middle of this. Okay. Heroic? I get to be heroic? All right. Yeah. Figure out what we're talking about. You guys take a minute to figure out what we're talking about here, and let me help my wife find her phone. Our tracker devices. It went right to voicemail. Leave me a message and I'll call you back as soon as I can. I hope you're having a great day. Wait, that's ringing. It's ringing. You find it? What? It's ringing. Weren't you guys out in the garden doing stuff? You've reached the confidential voicemail. Here, hold on. Let me help my wife find her phone. She's going to pick up the minigram. Where were you? When was the last time you had it? Where's Owl? Grant me the serenity. Well, you got to. We haven't gotten one of these streams off the bat in a while without some sort of like life on life's terms. Let me get this going again. B, and then here we go. All right. Where are we at? What are we talking about, dude? I don't even call them phones anymore, tracking devices. But what was I talking about? Oh, so cunning, baffling, and powerful. Why is alcohol cunning, baffling, powerful? Any addiction to whatever it is it will let you off the hook, right? It will completely let you off the hook. You will think that like you're okay, right? It'll like the alcohol will. I have to speak in terms of alcohol as alcohol because I'm an alcoholic, but so the alcohol will let you get some abstinence under your belt. You get 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, 6 months. It wants you to feel secure in your, apply this model to the world we live in now. But it wants you to feel that you're okay, that you can pull it off, that you got this, that all you need to do is just, willpower and willpower. You're strong enough. You can do all this stuff. So the alcohol being a cunning, baffling, and powerful disease is almost has a mind of its own, right? And we'll get into that in a little bit, but so it's going to let you not drink for a while. It can do that. It's like, let's let him not drink for her, not drink for a while, or not eat some cookies for a while. Let them go and not do any of this work here. Let's just hope they don't do this, right? Don't do any of this. Let's just let them get sober enough where they feel good and they feel empowered, and they'll forget about me. Me being the alcohol or the drugs or whatever you will. We'll let you off the hook a little bit. What's going on is the disease, cunning, baffling, and powerful, is waiting, lurking, they say it's doing push-ups. It's just like, man, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to get in there in a minute, but I got to do some push-ups. I'm going to let my captive being think they're okay. We're going to hope they don't do the work. Because see, if you do the work, if you actually like follow these 12 steps and do the work on them, like figure out how they apply to your life, the odds of you drinking again are pretty low. Because, and people be like, oh, but whatever. No, because if you've had a spiritual step 12, having had a spiritual awakening, we practice these principles in all our affairs, and we try to carry the message to another alcoholic, right? If you're doing that, you're not really going to take a drink because you're busy helping other people not take a drink. That's sort of the gig is if you actually do the steps, odds are you're not going to drink or use again because you have a mission. You have a primary purpose. My primary purpose as a human being isn't to raise children. It isn't to plant blueberry bushes. It isn't to battle principalities and this and that. It's not even to really like boast about like how beautiful and rad and loving God is. No, my primary purpose on this planet is to help another alcoholic achieve sobriety. And why is that my primary purpose? Because that is truly how I get to stay sober, so that I can be in God's grace, that I can do God's work, that I can raise a family, that I can plant a blueberry bush. If I'm not being of service as an alcoholic, that means I haven't done the steps, which means the drink is lurking and it'll find a time to come in. It might be a birthday party. It might be a funeral. It might be a traffic accident. It might be a love affair. It doesn't really matter whether it's something good or something bad. Each person's different. But what'll happen is you will fall victim because you haven't been doing your steps. You haven't been held accountable. You're not talking to other people. You haven't surrounded yourself by a group of like-minded individuals. And when push comes to shove, next thing you know, you're popping tops and you're getting bottle service and you're getting crazy and the disease is back. And now it's ready to treat you like a gorilla would treat you. if you fell into the gorilla's cage, dude, it's going to have its way with you. And when the gorilla finally finishes you, you're probably going to be like a lot worse off, a lot more broken, a lot more guilt and shame, just a lot more of everything that sucked in the first place, which was why you wanted to get sober to begin with. And that's the trick, is like, and this is my warning to anyone who's jumping into the sober game. You don't want to like jump in and get sober, then let the gorilla find you again, because odds of you getting out of that cage where the gorilla holds you are greatly reduced, and you have a much more challenging escape from the cage than you did the first time. So if you've truly decided you want to get sober, man, give it your all. That's my advice. Just give it your all. Just go for it. Do the steps, dude. I'm telling you, it's like, just do them, because if you actually do them, you're probably not going to drink again. Most people that have actually truly done their steps and stay active in the 12th step, which is being of service to other alcoholics and other beings and practicing these principles in all their affairs, they tend not to drink again or use again or gamble again or wedge Oreo cookies in the closet again. So I highly advise that you be aware that it's a disease that I'm going to put you on. I don't know what you're saying, but you're on timeout for all capping, dude. Hate to be like that, dude. Your message is lost. But that's one of our rules. The mix from mass throw. Come back with it in lowercase or top chat it, whatever. And go to a meeting, get a sponsor, do the steps. But I guess what I'm getting at is this Spencer 99W, dude. And to mix master, I want to hear what you have to say. I just have to be consistent about the all caps thing. It's my one rule. No all capping. It's considered yelling. You wouldn't yell at a meeting, would you? Maybe you would. Maybe you would. So what I'm getting at is this. Is where I think what many people don't understand is, as alcoholism is imagine being taken over by an imposter that's in the center of your being, that looks like you, talks like you, thinks like you, sees like you, is you for all intents and purposes, but it's not you. But it's taken over all of your neural net. It's taken you over completely. That's addiction, disease to the core. So it's very hard to outthink alcoholism on your own, because it already knows what you're thinking. It really is as a mimicker. And what it understands is it knows you better than you know yourself. And that's the unfortunate rub with it, why alcohol being cunning, baffling, and powerful. It knows what your triggers are. It knows what your weak points are. It knows what the solution is to your triggers and weak points are. It knows how to get you to drink or use or do whatever it is better than you do. So you have to understand, when you first get sober, you don't know who you are. You don't know what your life really looks like anymore without the substance the substance you've been using. So it's this thing that you get down. So you get to this point where why they talk about the sunlight of the spirit and getting the crack. All you're hoping for is getting a crack of enough awareness by using these steps to realize that the alcoholic being that inhabits your body is not who you are. You are truly the spiritual being that is inside of you. And unfortunately, that's the game we're playing. Yeah, you like that, E30? You're out of here, dude. That's the one rule we got here on this 1 hour I dedicate to people that are suffering, is please be courteous, because what you would be doing, and again, is just to explain, what you're doing is you're taking away from somebody else who might be hanging on by their by the skin of their fingernails. Like, I know one of the people in this chat, I'm not going to blow him up, who struggles quite immensely, dude. And you're taking away from him, dude. So please just be aware of that. And when the Mix Mastro comes back, dude, we're gonna dedicate some space to the Mix Mastro. And look, this is a deadly serious reality. I know it might not appear to be so, because, like, look, my life's pretty abundant and rad, but before, you wouldn't recognize me. Like, you really wouldn't recognize me. My clothes didn't fit properly. There was no glow in my eyes. There was no spark in my fingertips. There was no forgiveness inside of me. There was no love radiating out of me. There was just a dude who had been taken over like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And I had to go digging through the trash of my life to find the old husk of who I was, right? So right on, Ray Kuhuri, 18 years, dude. Nice. Super stoked for you. 18 years. We got Bailey, been sober 5 months. It's slowly affecting my father as well. Slowly but surely, I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for spreading the experience. Bailey, that's what it is. Just by getting sober and not rubbing people's faces in it, you immensely affect the world around you. I just can't illustrate that enough. Is just you, by taking the brave act to not put poison in your body and affect your spiritual state, you're flipping the script for everyone around you. Ye 30. What do we got? You've been I've been there for sure. Nothing left from the street. 7 years clean. I use quotes because I'm my first vice, not drinking. Yeah, I get it. And so look, it's this thing of it. That's why again is the person. If you're newly sober, right? If you're someone who's newly sober, let's say you got 30 days, don't think that you can't be of service, because I'll tell you what, someone who's 30 days sober, who really is doing this, who's really like taking advantage of this and the community of people that use this book and do what I'm doing right now and do other things and do this stuff. Someone who's 30 days into that process is of more value to somebody who's 30 seconds sober than I am 10 years sober. Because you actually can touch, you actually know what it is, and you actually look a little bit closer to them than I do. Like, I've gotten kind of shiny. Like, I'm still like a lunatic, but like my life's a little bit shiny. So it's hard to relate to the dude who was living in the pickup truck at the abandoned swimming pool on top of the mountain, flipping off the world, who used to call himself Hiroshima Nagasaki. That was a long time ago. It was a decade ago. It was a lifetime ago. So that I've had a complete metabolic transformation of just my cells in my body in the course of 10 years, right? They say every 7 years you get a new set of molecules that inhabit your body. So I'm, molecularly speaking, not the same dude that got sober. So it's that thing for someone who's newly sober. It might be hard to relate. So I just want to remind people that are newly sober, you can be of immense service to someone who is trying to get sober, just because you have a little bit more, and that's the thing. And it's that thing of going through the process of breaking free of the bondage of self. Again, as God is sitting there right there with the true spiritual you. So I wasn't the illusion when I got sober. The illusion wasn't even understood. Like, the illusion is my sober self. When I got sober, I was Hiroshima Nagasaki, dude. Like, I was Hiroshima Nagasaki. I got sober, found my true self. In the process, I had to go back to being Hamish for a while and inhabit my original state, which was this vessel that is this. and then begin to do the process. And it's when I do, and I let go of the broken identity that inhabited my body, like an Invasion of the Body Snatcher, that is when I found the illusion, so to speak. And it's, again, is it really is. I was kind of on the Invasion of the Body Snatcher analogy a little bit. Was, so if you don't know the Invasion of the Body Snatcher, it's basically like an alien pod forms a new you and takes over the consciousness and of the being. And that's sort of like alcoholism or drug addiction, is you become this other being, and you do have to go into the trash truck. Because remember, Invasion of Body Snatchers, the trash truck picks up the old husk of the body. You got to go retrieve the old husk of your body and put on the old self to deal with all the machinations that led you to become an addict alcoholic to begin with. And again, that's why the process is super important, and why most people who tend to go back to the old ways don't do this thing, is because step 4 is pretty profound. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Searching, digging deep inside of you, looking through all the nooks and crannies under the rocks of yourself. Fearless, not afraid of what you're going to find. Moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. See, it's not about admitting like, oh yeah, I stole the candy bar, or I dumped this girl. It's about finding out the nature of our wrongs, the nature of our wrongs. It's not about the actual what you did wrong. It's finding the nature of your wrongs, because that is your character. And then 6 and 7 gets into these character defects. So if you can figure out what the nature of your wrong is, that's why you got to inhabit the old husk of yourself before you can kind of get into the new light body, if you will, is you need to know why you do what you do. It could easily be mental illness. It could easily be a traumatic childhood. It could easily be all sorts of reasons. It could be genetic. It could be this. It could be that. But you need to make a fearless and searching inventory of yourself to find out the exact nature of your wrongs. Because if you think that you're stealing the candy bar, which causes you to drink, you might just be a thief. Or you could actually have like some sort of like mental disorder where you just don't associate that as anything wrong. But if you're treating one and not the other, like, you're never going to get better. And so again, it's this thing of trying to turn yourself over to doing the work is what I'm getting at. So yeah, that's why most people who just stop drinking or using or eating cookies or boning people or doing whatever they do, they tend to relapse or go back into that old lifestyle, because you can't stay sober and spiritually connected without figuring out who you are and what you are. And I'm telling you, self can't reveal self to self. That is like a basic fundamental principle of reality, of self cannot reveal self to self. You need a team around you to hold you accountable to. Most people don't want to stare in the mirror at their dark selves. So you need your team to help you steady the mirror. You got to hold your own mirror to yourself. But you have a team of sober people around you, or people afflicted with whatever it is that's bringing you down, to help you hold the mirror, to put the thing on your brow to wipe away the sweat so you can see clearly. Like, it's a team effort. Sobriety is a team effort. It is not a solo operation. If you think you can get sober by yourself, you're missing the beauty of getting sober, dude. If sober was about being like isolated and alone again, you might as well drink. I mean, I don't think you should, but I mean, the reason we're getting sober is to not be isolated and alone. It's counterintuitive, like, on a certain level. So with that said, I'm about 35 minutes into this. Let me see what we got here. Exactly what I'm just brute forcing my sobriety, not going through the process. Yeah, that Dijon mustard, that stuff fails, dude. Brute forcing doesn't work, dude. It's all wrong. It's the wrong way to go about it, dude. I mean, maybe I'm not going to say it's not going to work, but the odds of it in your favor are very low. Because, like, again, sobriety is a team sport, dude. It is not an isolated activity, dude. It's crazy. Only people trying to be sober are expected to do this. Well, that's why this isn't dedicated to people just trying to be sober, dude. Everyone's spun out on something, dude. Sometimes people are addicted to drama, dude. Whatever it is, these principles will apply to anything, dude. Sometimes I get overwhelmed because there are so many different areas that one can improvement. Dude, you just take them one problem at a time, dude. Look, dude, if when I got sober, I tried to quit smoking, pounding sugar, and doing crazy exercises, I would have failed. My primary mission was to just not put alcohol and drugs in my body. Step one. That's why you have a sponsor. You have someone to be accountable to, so they can be like, dude, don't stop smoking right now. That's crazy. Why would you just get sober and then be like, I'm going to stop smoking too, and I'm not going to drink coffee, and I'm not going to eat sugar, and you're doing too much madness to your body. Just one thing at a time. Take care of the one that will kill you first, right? Take care of the one that will kill you quickest first, and then move down the list. Then take care of the smoking, then take care of the food stuff. Let God run the show, dude. That's the things. Don't trick yourself. That's why you have a sponsor. That overwhelming thought process is just alcoholism, being like, nah, no, don't worry about the booze. Just take care of the sugar. Don't worry about the booze. Just go to the gym. Go to the gym. That'll solve it. Go ride your mountain bike up and down the hill a bunch. That'll solve the problem. No, it won't. Because again, just for those that are uninitiated, alcohol and drugs or whatever it is that you're using isn't the problem. They were the solution for a long time. They just don't work anymore. So if you think that it's just putting down the booze, let's see how long that lasts before you're back to doing your own mental gymnastics and you're like, nah, it's sunny out. I'm going to pop some wine, dude, And, oh man, oh wait, where are we? Oh man, quit drinking 2 years ago and smoking weed 6 months ago. So pretty much thanks to you, Hamish, appreciate it. But just recently started chewing again after not for 5 years. Bummer. So Taylor, yeah, that's okay. You can handle that on a different level. Look, there's no point. It's this. It's the way I always used to joke about it is it's like the vegan junkie. I don't eat meat, but I shoot heroin. Okay. We're way better off fighting the bad realities of chewing tobacco than you are of like ramming your car into a minivan full of children, dude, because you're drunk. You get what I'm saying? Like you can handle the other stuff and there's plenty of ways to do that. So yeah, it's okay. Like, that's what I mean is slay the dragon. Stop trying to like tear down the castle, dude. You know what I mean? That's sort of the way I look at it. It's like, no, slay the dragon first, and then you can take apart the castle. Like, why does telling another person the nature of your wrongs look like? You got to figure that out. That's everyone's doing the, you just get down and tell them, dude. You do a whole it's a whole process, dude, Samson. It's a whole process. It's not, you don't just sit down and like poop on the floor, dude. No, you write a bunch of stuff down. You dig in yourself. And then when the time's up, man, you sit with God and another human being and you get honest. And, all right, there's the remix Mastro, dude. Welcome back. No worries, the remix Mastro. I just have to be kind of just stay consistent on that one. So I share my personal mantra to help me stay sober. Booze is the worst best friend you can have. It's always there for you, but never has your best interest. The truth. It is. It's again, is most of us didn't start drinking because we wanted our lives to suck. Most of us started drinking because our lives kind of sucked. You get what I'm saying? And It could start at high school and helped you be popular, helped you talk to girls, helped you deal with this, helped you deal with that. Like most of us drank alcohol and did drugs because it helped us from a world that was painful, and we didn't want to be in pain anymore. The rub is it was a short-term remedy that took years to work itself out to be where it's like, oh, it doesn't work. But by then it affected like our body chemistry. And that's what half the struggle is in the beginning. Like, yeah, the first part is like getting your body unaddicted to alcohol or drugs or whatever it is. But everything after that is all inside work. It is all figuring out what makes you tick and coming to terms with who you are as a human being and making peace with yourself and the world around you. Look, I'll tell you what, I didn't get sober to be happy. I just got sober because I didn't want to be drunk and miserable anymore. But the side effect of getting sober is I'm generally pretty happy and content, man. Like, yeah, I got crappy days like the next person, but statistically speaking, man, like most of my time I'm like, and I didn't ask for it. I didn't sit there and ask God to get me sober because I wanted to be happy. I asked God to get me sober because I wanted to stop suffering. I had no idea what even really happiness looked like. And what I found happiness to be isn't what I thought it was. It is really like a level of contentment with when things aren't going right. I'll tell you, the happiest I am is when I'm able to experience the negative aspects of life and get through it gracefully. That to me, like, dude, if you look back, like that whole thing I went through with the fires and my wife and stuff, like that, I look back now as that was like one of the better things that I would ever experience because I was able to do it gracefully. And that's sort of a happy thing to have, is be able to go through the worst experiences of your life and not be miserable. That to me is almost like this like joyous freedom that once you find it, you're like, dude, this is gravy today, dude. Nothing's going wrong today. Like, I could make up some problems for sure, dude. I could make all sorts of problems for myself. I'm an alcoholic, dude. Like, so, what happened? Let's see, here we go. Where were we, dude? I don't do drugs, just weed. Dave Chappelle. Yeah. Well, that's, I would say that's a drug. I used to have a lot of triggers. Yep. What's up? You here? What's this all about? Well, why don't you hang out and find out? And, what do you mean by slay the dragon? I don't even know how to answer that. This live stream's got a title, so it's dedicated. That would be the dragon, right? I quit smoking cigarettes, then got sober. Quitting smoking made me think that I could. I want to, like, again, I want to say is like sobriety is not about like, it's bigger than that. It's not about the substances you put in your body. It's easy abstaining. That's abstaining. Sobriety is about having a spiritual awakening and helping other people have a spiritual awakening. That's what sobriety is. Like, not putting substances in your body isn't really sobriety from what I can tell. It is being of service. It's having a spiritual awakening and being freed of that whole concept that just because I put something down, like now I'm free. No, it's bigger than that, dude. It's bigger than just not drinking. It's so much bigger. That, if again, it's like I've said many times, is if sobriety was about not drinking, I'd be drinking again. The beauty of it all is it's so much bigger than not drinking. That's just the opening thing. Again, just so we're clear, alcohol, that of all the steps, there's only one part that talks about the substance. That is the thing we put down. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. From that dash point on, it doesn't talk anywhere about the substance anymore. The substance, all you got to do is admit you're powerless over the substance. Once you do that, it's all about doing the internal work. And if you're not doing the internal work, you're doing abstinence, and abstinence works for a lot of people, but it doesn't have the big big whammy at the end that is really what it's all about, because that whammy at the end, it's like the thing, like alcohol has zero hold over my life, dude. I don't care about it on any level. I don't care whether you drink or anyone drinks. It's a non-issue with me, dude. And that's like the spiritual experience. It's nothing to me. Yeah, it could totally like take over my life if I blew it and stopped being of service, for sure. No doubt about it, dude. But again, as I think by like giving all the power to the alcohol, you miss what it is that we're really trying to do here. Is we're trying to have a spiritual awakening. And part of having a spiritual awakening is dealing with yourself and your shadows and what makes you tick and why you do the things you do. So again, is alcohol, it's not really what it is. That's why I don't do this. This is why this isn't an AA talk. That's why this isn't about Oreo cookies or gambling. It's whatever that is, whatever that one thing is that you're powerless over, it's making your life unmanageable. Apply everything else, the other 11 steps right after that. And then you'll have a spiritual awakening, and then you'll be able to help people that suffer from your same affliction, dude. I can't speak to anyone who's overcome eating issues. I can't speak to anyone who's overcome gambling issues or sex issues or whatever these issues are, codependency, because that's not my thing. But the spiritual awakening that we all have based upon whatever it is the same in the end. But we're able to communicate with the people that suffer from our affliction. I don't go speak to people that are suffering from, other things. I stay in my lane. I can't speak to other things, but I do know that the template will work if you're willing to get with your people that suffer from what you suffer from and have the spiritual awakening and be of service and wake people up from what they suffer of. It's the give to get thing, Wrestling some of my smaller problems feels like vanity control issues. Stopping drinking is a choice for myself and others. Stopping drinking, it's not a choice, dude. That's the point. We're powerless over it. There's no choice. I don't have a choice. Like, I will drink. Like I'll have a drink right now, dude. Like it's not. That's something that you get quite aware of. It's not a choice. It's a daily reprieve. I've been given enough grace to be able to make it through today without any sort of hindrance about it. But I have no choice about it. I'm an alcoholic, dude. Like I make enough mistakes. I stop being of service. I stop doing the things I do. Give it a while. I'll drink. No questions asked. I've no doubt about it, dude. So I might start by, doing a little blow first, smoking some, I don't know how it works, but I do know that I'm powerless over it. That's the thing that you have that an alcoholic who's done this process truly understands. It's not a victim state. It's actually the opposite of it. It's truly understanding what it is that makes you tick and why it is you do what you do. If it was all about like, I had some power over it, dude, like, I'm not spending 48 minutes here talking to you about it. I'm trying to save my own life today, dude. You know what I mean? Right on, Quinos Jim. Yo. I'm, however, finding a home group, a task. So much drama in the rooms keep me from becoming a member. No, the only thing keeping you from becoming a member is yourself, dude. Don't victim out and blame the room, dude. People and other why who cares what I don't give a fuck what anyone has to say, dude. Again, I'm not staying sober to join some group so I can be part of their bullshit. I'm staying sober to save my life. And if you don't have to save your life, then you can walk away and be like, I don't like their drama, dude. No, that's what I'm that's the gig, dude. If you're not grabbing a hold of sobriety and willing to do what it takes, like a person that's drowning, then I don't even know if you like, you know what I mean? If you haven't made that assessment where like you're drowning and you better get past everybody and their little bit of drama, like if you're focused on the drama and not the solution, you're way off the target, dude. That's all I would say, Isaiah. My new sponsor wants me to join what? Yeah, join it. Yeah, dude. Like, so what? You just don't participate in the drama, Isaiah. Like, you don't have to be part of the drama. Let everybody drama out and watch where they are 5 years from now. You get what I'm saying? Is Isaiah like I had all the same stuff when I first gotten sober. Everybody was blah blah blah. You know what? I'm still sober, and many of those people that were all about the drama aren't, because you know what? I wasn't there for drama. I wasn't there to make friends. I wasn't there to be part of some clique or club dude, I was there to save my ass, dude. And because I wanted to save my ass, I didn't have time to be part of like a bunch of drama. I didn't have time to get all wrapped up on what they were doing or those people were doing. And so, that's my take on it. If you think if you're gonna give your sobriety over to somebody else's BS, dude, that's why you need sponsors and a kind of a group of people to remind you why you're there. We're not there to make friends. We're not getting sober because we're short of friends. We're getting sober because our life is broken and we're looking for a way back home, I'm a recovering heroin addict since 7/22/05. Good for you, Mr. The Help Desk. Mr. The Help Desk. I like your code name, dude. And that's gnarly, dude. Good for you, dude. 15 years, dude. Wow, you're coming up on 16 years here in a moment. Good for you, dude. Brave. I've been in bed feeling depressed. This really helped me tonight. Got to get fired up somehow. Yeah, just ask God to fire you up. Dude, we all have our moments, dude. Sometimes you need to just let it suck, dude. Like, I'll tell you, one of the gifts that I got with sobriety and also facing my own depression is like, it's okay to have it suck. Like, I used to have to do something. It's not supposed to suck. I better drink, smoke, do this. Sometimes it just sucks, dude. Just like give yourself a break, man. Let it suck. It's okay. It's just about letting it suck and not having to do something about it that's detrimental to adding more suck. Like I guess that's the thing, is like when it sucks, just let it suck and don't make it suck more than it needs to suck. You know what I mean? Like, it's all right if it sucks. Just don't do something stupid and make the suck really suck, because you can keep digging the hole. Sometimes you're in a hole and you got to regroup and you need to go check in. Or, you know what? The advice I would give you, the child of God, go be of service to somebody. Go. Nice try, Mike. Just go be of service to. If it sucks for you, go call someone and just be like, "Hey, man, what's going on? How can I help you out, dude? Are you okay?" I'll tell you, one of the best phone calls you can make is call someone up when it sucks for you. Call someone up and go, "How you doing, man? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then they'll be like, "Oh my God, dude, I just got dumped. I got fired. I got a flat tire." And you're like, "Okay, it doesn't suck so bad for me, does it? Let me go help this dude out and give him a ride over to his girlfriend's house so he can find a new job." You know what I mean? Is being of service will get you out of the suck phase really quickly. It's the reason it sucks is because you're not doing your primary purpose. Our primary purpose is to go help another human being and be of service. Like, that's the mandate from God, right? If you're into like the whole God angle of it all, like our whole mission is to go help people. It's not to sit around and go, "This sucks." The reason it sucks is because we're not helping someone, dude. And there's no shortage of people that need help, and it makes you feel better. And it's a totally selfish act. Look, let's be clear. I'm not doing this out of benevolence. I'm doing this out of total selfishness, man. I don't want to drink tonight. I don't want to feel lame. I don't want it to suck. So I'm like, you know what? 6:30, the camera goes on. I get real for a bit, and I because I don't want it to suck. This is like, sobriety is the most selfish activity ever. Like, those who don't want to be of service aren't that selfish, ironically, and that's why they don't get like, I'm so selfish. I'll do anything to stay sober, but I know that anything is just going and helping other people. Like, it's not robbing banks or doing weird stuff or getting new Maseratis or big-titted blondes, none of that stuff will truly help. What helps me stay sober is the most selfish thing I can do, which is go help someone. I know it's full of like weird paradoxes, dude. But yeah, like if you're feeling down, go find someone who's down and try to lift them up. Because what you'll find is the reason you're down is because somebody else is down and they're just waiting for you to lift them up. And you know what I mean? Like you have to be the cavalry for someone else. Like one of the things I talk about a lot on my other channels, there's no cavalry coming. So you better be the cavalry. You better be the cavalry for somebody else. If you want the cavalry to come rescue you, you need to be the cavalry and rescue someone else. Like Joe and Dave sitting in front of that liquor store that night. That was the cavalry. And they go, dude, we saved your ass. Your duty's to save someone else's ass. Pay it forward, dude. All right. And I gladly accepted that assignment. And that's the whole gig. You know, in order to stay sober, I have to be of service, or I don't get to stay sober. I might be able to last a while. I could probably last years. I could probably not ever look at this again and sit here and be a total me kind of guy. Probably last a decade. Probably piss a lot of people off along the way. Probably lose my cat, my house, and all this and that. And eventually drink. I'm all about like, dude, I don't want to lose all the progress I've made. So I'm like, I'll help people out. You know, like if that's what it takes. If the key to keeping my sanity, my life, my abundance, my joy is to go help someone else who's suffering. Yeah, no brainer. You mean that's the price I have to pay? The price I have to pay is go be of service to someone. That's my fee. Okay, that's again again, I want to just really thank you, Purple Sun. I want to really just illustrate this because this is the whole deal. This is why you got to get through all the other 12 steps to really get this. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Nowhere in there does it say you can't be selfish about it, you know? So it's, ooh, that's a tricky one, Joe. Hit me up on the other stream on that one. Let's talk about that one on the other stream, Joe. That's a good one for the other stream. So look, is this. I think I might do another stream later tonight because there's a lot of stuff moving in the world. But so no, you haven't missed the garden tour yet. The cat's looking for a bird to get though. So on that note, like we're gonna wrap it up, and good for you, BB. So look, again, is if you're an alcoholic or a drug addict or an overeater or a sex addict or gambler, there's help for you. But you have to do the hard. Child of God, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You have to do the hardest thing you'll ever have to do is pick up the phone and ask for help. If you want to save your life from whatever is bringing you down, you got to ask for help. There is help. There's plenty of people out there. As I said, I only go down the alcoholic conduit, but this conduit applies to most groups. There's a 12-step program for whatever it is that ails you out there. I do know that if you call central office AA wherever you are, USA, and look it up on the thing, there's a number. There's somebody waiting for you that would like to talk to you because it's somebody like me who wants to be selfishly giving away the solution so they stay sober. Please call AA central office wherever you are, United States of America. If you're out there in the world, I'm sure there's one in your country or wherever you are. Just call. Just bare your soul and ask for help. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you ask for help, help will arrive. If you don't ask for help, help won't arrive. It's that simple thing. God loves you. God wants to help you, but you have to be willing to ask for help. If you're suicidal and depressed, please ask somebody for help. There's suicide prevention lines all over the thing. There's no harm in calling. It's just somebody who wants to help you from making a bad decision. Suicide's real. Real. Mental health issues are real. Please, if you have any sort of these thoughts, don't keep them to yourself. Make a call. All this stuff's anonymous. You call, you ask for help, you talk to someone, you realize you're not alone. Please don't make a permanent solution out of a temporary problem. And I know lots of temporary problems seem really overwhelming, but there's a solution out there. God loves you. People love you. People are good, man. So please don't be silent. Do not be silent. Dude, Canadian Cookies Entertainment, thank you. Love your videos, Hamish. I saw your channel back in 2016 from the Bowl Cut. Keep up the amazing content. Thank you very much. I appreciate the generosity there. That's super kind of you. And with that said, it's generally here. It's an hour. I'm gonna go feed my family. But like I said, is I appreciate the support, and we're all in this together. And really understand. I guess on this, I was walking through the market today, and I spent about an hour talking to a woman. She was one of us from the our normal stream. She's one of us, and she saw me, and there's no more face diapers at our local supermarket. They lifted the thing. So I was just freely rolling, and she walked by me, and she's like, "Oh my God." And I was like, yeah. And she'd been suffering for this whole time, thinking she was alone and doing the whole thing. And you know what? I just stopped and talked to her for like an hour, just like talked to her. And I had the time. We have the time for each other. Like, it's really important. Like, this woman needed to talk to someone, and like the world stopped for us. I talked to her, dude, for no other reason than I would hope that if somebody would talk to me, if I really needed someone to talk to me, because we all need someone to talk to. And so don't think that that person just walking by you in the supermarket might not be wanting to talk to you for an hour. This is just some random woman, dude. Just talk to her because she needed someone to talk to, dude. And it's, like, it wasn't like the end of the world type of stuff, but she just wanted someone to talk to who was like on the wavelength. And it's super important that we take time to take care of each other and slow it all down a little bit and just realize that people are truly suffering out there in a myriad of different ways. Yeah, this gal's fine, dude. You like that. She wasn't suffering like that, but she was suffering on a human contact level. So exponentially move that to people that are really suffering, and realize how important your attentiveness to your energy field is, and how important your eyes and your energy and the willingness to be of service. We don't know when or where you're going to get called to speak as one of God's messengers. We had a great talk about God and energy and frequency and the whole thing. It was a beautiful conversation, but I couldn't have done it without you. And I want to thank everyone who's here for me right now, because if I don't have anyone to talk to, I don't get to be of service. And it's a symbiotic relationship at this point. And I really do appreciate you all, because I get to stay sober tonight by you being here and allowing me to talk to you about my own experience with sobriety. And I hope it was of service to you. And with that, good night. God bless. And let's go out with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Good night. God bless. Be kind to each other. Realize we have a lot more to give than we think we do. We just got to go out and just be ready to give it. All right. We'll see you later tonight, because there's a lot going on in the other part of the other reality we inhabit. So with that, I'm out. Good night.